Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm Bob, and today we're going to walk backward. Not into the past to dwell in regret, but into something I think is far more important. Who you were before the world programmed you to be anything else. Yeah, it's kind of deep. We're talking about your original thread, that natural, beautiful current of being you were born with. Before shame, before rules, before the expectations, before you were told you had to earn love or hide pieces of yourself just to belong. That thread is still there, waiting. And this episode is about finding it again and learning to live from that original love-soaked blueprint that was yours all along. You weren't born afraid. You weren't born with self-hate. You weren't born needing to impress, achieve, or please to be worthy. You were born whole. Curious, playful, open, connected, full of wonder, and wired for love. Love of others and of yourself. That's not poetry, guys. That's reality. But very early in life, the programming starts, and it's subtle. Be a good boy. Don't be too loud. Why are you so sensitive? Boys don't cry. Girls shouldn't do that. Don't talk back. Act like a lady. You'll never amount to anything. I bet you've heard a few of those in your life. 1,000 phrases like these layered over years, and suddenly your natural self, your original thread, gets buried beneath what you think is required to survive. And so we adapt. We shapeshift. We self-censor. We pretend. All while the quiet thread underneath us whispers, "This isn't who I am." So let me ask you something gently and with love. When was the last time you sat with your true self? Not the version that gets applause, not the version that's agreeable or responsible or productive. Not the one with the tidy mask. The real you. The one who laughed freely as a child. The one who asked deep questions before being told to hush. The one who loved wildly without fear of rejection. That you is still here. Still underneath it all. Still untouched. And you don't have to create your best self. You just have to remember it and return to it. This isn't just personal, it's universal. Because our world isn't built to celebrate the original thread. It's built to mold us into something useful for systems. To make us feel like we're not enough unless we perform, produce, or conform. But the truth is that systems don't know your soul. They don't see the infinite thread of who you really are. And that's why this journey back matters so much. Because when you live from your original thread, your love, your tenderness, your creativity, your natural rhythm, well, you become powerful in the only way that transforms the world by being fully, freely yourself. Not in rebellion, not in resentment, but in reclamation. You get to say, I remember who I was before the world told me who I had to be. And that remembering is a revolution. So how do we do it? How do we return to that thread when it feels so buried? Well, you start simple, guys. Do something you loved as a child, even if it feels silly. Just to get your mindset. Sit in quiet and ask, who was I before I was trying to be someone else? You'll be surprised by the answers that come to you. Trust your body. Sometimes it remembers joy better than your mind does. Watch how children live. Watch how animals love. They haven't forgotten the original thread. And most of all, give yourself permission to unlearn. We talked about this earlier. Because most of the barriers between you and your wholeness aren't truths, they're programming. And love can rewire that. Presence can soften it, and compassion can dissolve it. The original thread was never gone. It's just been waiting. And every step you take back toward it, every honest word, every vulnerable moment, every time you say, I don't want to be who I'm not anymore, the weave of your life then begins to shift. You start walking a path that feels strangely familiar, like coming home. Not a performance, not a costume, just you, loved, enough, and real. So today, guys, return. You don't need to become someone new. You need to uncover the someone you were always meant to be. Because your original thread is made of love. And once you begin living from that place again, there's no stopping what you'll heal. No limit to what you'll awaken. No telling how brightly you'll shine. Guys, this is Infinite Threads, and I'm walking this journey with you. And I love you guys very, very, very much. And you know what I need you to do. Go out and pass that on. Later, Gators. Bye-bye.
Every story, every voice, in this love we all rejoice. Infinite threads, here we go. Welcome.